Yes, and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. My name is Ryan Clifford, and join me in this episode after a 5-0 victory is Mr. Alex Beveridge of AB Entertainment, our sponsor. Alex, you're smiling, we've got hoodies on. It must be minus in Glasgow. How are you, mate? Good to have you back on, mate.
It's good to be back, wee man. Hoodies on because it is -11 here. Unbelievable on Saturday, it really was. Good to catch a game. Had a busy weekend, and good to catch up with your good self since the other boys are one's away sunning it, and the other one's making his debut tonight in East End Radio. So I hope he's done well with that. I managed to catch like the first 10 minutes of it. So, hope it all goes well for JP tonight.
As you mentioned there, mate, my good man JP's on at East End Radio. He is still there. It is on at 9 o'clock tonight. You'll get it on the Get Me Radio app. It is East End Community Radio and the Terrace Talking Tunes. He was doing no bad, must admit. He was doing all right. So you'll get JP if you want to listen to this for the next half an hour. Go and talk to big JP. You're more than welcome. Come back in. We'll get some of the comments, Alex, and then we'll get to tonight's chat. John Shirley says, read my first long comment, JP, Ryan, Alan, if you can, okay, but he's just done due, Alex, but that's all right, John, that's all good, mate. I hope you're well, thanks for tuning in. And she's second this time, Alex, she's not first, so evening, Ryan, Bev, on the chat.
Losing it. Evening, Ange.
Well, in Glasgow, Bev, second means you've not won anything, so...
second is neighbour, second is nothing.
Well done to JP in his radio debut on East End Community Radio. Yep, absolutely brilliant, Ange. And Jerry Burns, Ryan, big shout to wee Barry, Belford goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, Jerry, absolutely brilliant. Still, it was his birthday as well the weekend, so that's him 35 and he's still playing his trade at a high level, scoring goals, so absolutely fantastic player, and I'm sure he'll continue to do that till the rest of his career. Lindsay Greenwood, the winner of the Scotland jersey. We'll get that to you soon, Lindsay, don't worry.
Congratulations, Lindsay, well done.
Good evening, Ryan and Alex and the Celtic family. Good evening, Lindsay, hope you're well. And Plunge McNugget, evening, boys. Evening, mate, hope you're very well. Well, obviously, Alex, 5-0 at the weekend. Fantastic performance by Celtic. A few changes before the game. What was your opinions of the changes? Was there, I think, 6 changes? Do you think that was too much, or do you think that the fact that they won the game convincingly, the manager was spot on?
I think we've done it before this season when we've come off of big games and then we've made a lot of changes in it. Like the Falkirk game, for example, it didn't really work until we brought on the more higher caliber player. But I thought his changes were just. You know, the guys are champing at the bit on the side to get into the team and show what they can do. I thought Scales coming in I thought he was immense on Saturday. His distribution of the ball, he took his goal well. Really showed that he's ready. If called upon, he's ready. I've always said along Mccowan is a future captain in waiting, to be fair. I've told everybody, if this boy gets game time, it's a real headache to take him out the squad, or take him out the team, sorry. He adds that much to Celtic's play, I think. Bernardo as well fits into that kind of same wee cliche as him. The two of them like to get in a bit of tackle, they like to distribute the ball, they like to go with the ball, they're fast with it. So for me, they two coming in was a big thing, especially with Engels. I get the Engels thing because he's a young boy, he's got a big price tag. I think Roger's done the right thing in taking him just out the limelight a wee bit. Just to keep his cell level. Just you're all right. You're not doing nothing wrong. You just need a wee break, I think, just to get him out the way of the shooters. And I thought Mccowan and Bernardo fitted in fantastic on Saturday. And then Big Eder up front, I thought took his goal fantastic. The way he just dropped his shoulder, the player turned him and just side-footed out the back of the net. Great. You're a striker yourself. You would love to see that curling in and just watching that hit the back of the net when you're that. It's one of the ones when that's left your foot. You know that you're running away. You're just working out what celebration you're going to get. So yeah, I think taking in mind this time, that Saturday there last year, we won 1-0 at home and we were booed off the park. Santa get booed. Santa come on and get booed. That was a year to that game. And although we won 1-0, it shows you we're level from this year to last year. It's went up. You know, it's not just went up there, it's increased. The players are learning, they're knowing a bit more about the game. The European experience is helping a lot of the younger players as well. But I thought just overall, as I said to you earlier, I thought we were going to go double figures. And Saturday I really did. It was that way of going that, yeah, we could hit 10 here easy.
I think you're spot on, mate, in terms of Mccowan. I think he's been very unlucky. I think it was because of Engels' price tag. Again, I think Engels has done okay. I don't think he's been... We've all got opinions, Bev. This is why we love football, but I think maybe some opinions have been a wee bit just because his price tag. I don't know. I don't know what you feel on that, Bev, but I feel he's been decent. But I think it's because he's 11 million. People are thinking that, wow, he's no scored this amount of goals or that amount of assists. But again, it depends if you're into data and stuff. Look at his data, his running stats and his running power and his recoveries. They're all pretty decent. So I think it all depends what you're wanting for that type of midfielder, Bev.
It's no him that says that he's £11 million. That's what Celtic paid for him. You know, Brendan Rodgers just seen this is a player that we want in. In regards of what they paid, that's nothing to do with Engels. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to remember he's a young boy. He's still learning a game. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I really do. I think we will get the best out of him. He just needs to take time to settle. Again, you've got to get back and look at his again with Bernardo, Kuhn, you know, players that we didn't. A lot of people jumped on the bandwagon and gone, they're no good, they're this, they're that. The end of the season, we're screaming to get Bernardo signed, and then obviously Kuhn's come in at the start of the season and had the impact that he's had. So yeah, we need to don't wrap him up, but I think, as I said earlier, we just need to take him out of the limelight a wee bit, just give him a wee break, and. Shown on Saturday, we've got players there that can come in and do the job just as good as what he can do. And going forward, that can only benefit us, having those type of players there that if somebody's known it, doesn't matter the price tag or how good they are or whatever, these guys are ready, they're hungry and they're ready just to come in and show what they can do.
I think it's quite a good point as well. You mentioned, mate, about obviously I'm not his biggest fan, but you've got to praise Liam Scales and you've got to praise when players have done well or they are doing well. It's all right being critical of myself. But when guys are doing well and guys are starting to maybe show glimpses and maybe potential, they could be kind of big parts of the team, then I think you've got to say fair play, because he did look comfortable. He didn't look like the quality lacked through Thursday normally played for the last few weeks, and then he's come in. He's not played a lot of game time the last 3-4 weeks, Scales, but he came in, and for me, I agree with you, mate, that he came in and slotted in again. I know people go, you're putting on Ross County, but you've still got to come in and play against. You've got to play against what's in front of you, and for me, I think Liam Scales is absolutely fine, mate.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying Ross County. That look the impact when Falkirk came to us. They came and had a go at us. You know, they came and went for the throat, which until that time, nobody else that we'd played against had done that. And then, as I says, I think it took everybody a wee bit by surprise. And then Brendan Rodgers obviously made the changes. And then obviously the talent just shows through at the end. But yeah, what's in front of you, you can only play. You know, whether it's Ross County, with them across the water, Aberdeen, you know, what's in front of you is all you can beat.
Aye. That's it, innit? It's all you can do is beat what's in front of you. I know a lot of people... I've seen a lot of comments through the through the weekend, Bev, about like how we've got this financial gap and this and that, but it's no the financial gap when we're drafting points against these teams. No, recently, but in the past, Ross County have beat us in cups and semi-finals, etc. But then the financial gap doesn't matter then. But because we're winning again, winning trophies, doubles, and we're flying past teams, now all of a sudden the financial gap's this big thing. But the team that's sitting third now spent a lot of money. So is it really a financial gap, or is it the fact that Celtic were just really on the day miles better than Ross County, and that's the reason why Celtic won the game, because the financial gap helps you, the money they've got, but that's the money we brought in and spent wisely, and that's no your fault, Bev, that we can do that.
Again, it comes down to that's nothing to do with the players, the money side of it. You know, that's for the guys up the stair. Yeah. That's for the man with the big ties and the fat wallets that deal with that side of things. The guys are there once they cross that line.
What do they call them? The prawn sandwich brigade, isn't it?
I think it's lobster that's up there now. Lobster. I think they've got that much money now. That's where the financial gap is. You've got prawn sandwiches or you've got lobster.
So, and then you've got steak pie and Scottish pie.
A chili pie. Or a chili pie. But the thing is, mate, once you cross that line on a Saturday, money's nothing. You know, it's all about getting on that park, playing the game, beating what's in front of you, getting your points, getting to the next round of the cup, whatever it may be. That's all that matters at the end of the day. The financial gap and all that, people going about that when they're like the mob across the water, they're going about that because of where they are, the situation that they're in. Celtic can't help the situation they're in because they're so well run. The players, you know, who we bring in is again, that's nothing to do with the players. The price tag that we pay for people, that's just somebody that the other clubs go, right, he's 10 million. If you want him, that's what he's need to pay. So you pay it if you've got it. And then when you've got them in, it's up to us to get them in, play away a football. And then when it comes to a Saturday, Wednesday, whenever it may be that they're called upon, when you go over that line, mate, you're not talking about money. Money's irrelevant at that point. It's all about getting the 3 points or you're out of the next round of the cup.
Well, like you said, Derek, if it was down to money, Atlanta would have beat us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leipzig would have beat us. So these teams are spending higher wages than us. Obviously, I know that Leipzig and Salzburg, I know they used to work in a certain range. I know now, obviously, they've had players like Timo Werner in the past, and they've all spent a lot of money. So if it was down to money, Celtic would have been hammered with Dortmund, hammered with Atlanta and stuff. So even Bruges are spent a wee bit, I don't know, compared to other teams, but these teams do spend money, and that's why they're in Europe as well, because they've got enough financial backing to get into Europe. I know Bratislava maybe no, but a lot of teams in that format now have spent a lot of money. But we do have a first caller on tonight, and he has, as JP likes to call him, Mr. Graham Souness. I'm a nice guy. I don't call you. I'm calling him Francis. So it's a good man, Francis Lester. How are you, Francis? How are you?
I'm good. I was just about to say it'll be nice to come and not get called Graham Souness, and you still done it.
But I didn't call you name once, Francis. I'm a nice guy.
I'm only kind. I'll continue on. Good to see you, Ryan.
How are you, mate? How are you?
I'm good, mate. I really enjoyed the game on Saturday. I must admit. I thought that first half were absolutely devastating. It was just superb, and just like you said earlier, it kind of stole my thunder a wee bit. I thought Big Skills was absolutely immense. That's the best I've seen him play. I thought he done. There was a ball they broke down the window, if you remember, and the ball went over Carter Vickers' side, and he was that young little guy. I don't know who he was, number 34, I think he was, or somebody. He had some pace on him, and he was battering down there. And Big Skills comes right across for the other side, and put the ball out of play. I thought, that's magic, you know what I mean? After the assist and the scoring the goal as well, and he was running, I just thought he had a fantastic game. And I've given him a lot of stick in the past, you know, but just recently, I think he's just become a mainstay of that back. You're not worried if he comes in and the other big boy goes out, you know. I don't worry about it now, you know, whereas before I was kind of, wasn't sure. But the last few performances when he's been in, he's been absolutely superb. So I was really impressed, but I was more impressed to see the guys that came in, like Bernardo and Mccowan. We were crying out to see them get a start, and I thought they two were absolutely superb as well. So I must admit, it's the first game in a long while I've really enjoyed the full 90 minutes, because I think the previous 3 weeks we had the kind of dodgy first halves, you know. But that game on Saturday I thought was absolutely immense, and I thought even though we didn't increase the score, I mean, that was down to the keeper and a wee bit of been unlucky hitting the post and the bar, you know, but we still kept it up, and I just really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fantastic.
What's your thoughts there, Alex, on Francis saying? Obviously, you had mentioned Skills as well, but do you think that's a thing as well that hopefully that's us getting to now, is getting the first half a bit more into the intensity? Because as Francis says, Alex, the last few games after international breaks, the first half hasn't been great, and we've had to then maybe show a class in the second half. But hopefully now we'll start doing the first half, and it means the second half you can still play your normal way, but you can kind of no take a back step, but you're not having to then go and chase a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was right for the off, Celtic on Saturday. I mean, it wasn't as if we grew into like 10 minutes into it. It was like right for the whistle. We went right to them, you know what I mean? And as Francis says, you're no kind of going, oh, there's Scales in, or there's Mccowan in, or there's Kyogo out. You're putting your trust in these players now. You're no, as Francis says, you're no afraid now when these players are coming in, because they're just slotting into the system. It's for Trusty, for Scales, whatever it may be. McCowan's coming in for Hatat. You know what I mean? These guys are slotting right in to the way that we're playing when we've got our big hitters on. You know, Forrest coming back, getting an extension on his contract. Forrest is coming in and looked like a new player the last 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Since his testimonial, he just looks a totally different player again. And as Francis rightly says, yeah, you're not sitting hiding behind a couch, or you're lowering your seat at Parkhead because of who you're watching now, because you've made these big changes. As Francis says, you're excited to see these players, especially McCowan and Bernardo. I must admit, I'm fans of the two of them. It was great to see the two of them play so well, get their goals as well. And, I mean, McCowan took 3 assists, was it? 3 assists and a goal on Saturday. That's phenomenal.
It was 3 or 4 assists, I
you know what I mean? Absolutely phenomenal for the wee guy. But
if you know, at the end of the game, nobody was talking about Kuhn or Kyogo.
No.
Mm-hmm. Nobody mentioned them.
It's the guys that are on the park, yeah.
They weren't missed. And it's been a while since you've been saying it, things like that, when you're letting 2 players like that sit on the bench and no miss them.
Yeah, what's good or not. Sorry, Francis. What's good or not is when you look around and you see these guys sitting in the stand or sitting in the dugout, they're all smiling, they're all enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's not as if they're sitting with a petted lip like that, or he's on and I'm no, and blah, 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 that stuff. You know what I mean? They're actually enjoying watching it. And you've seen, don't know if you'd have seen it at Kyogo and that, when Yang was coming on, they were all there hugging him when he's coming on the park, congratulating him, know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's what you call a squad. Where there's nobody going, I don't like him, I would do this and that. They're all in it together. They all know what they can gain at the end of this season.
Definitely. And if you heard wee McCowan after the game talking as well, it was as if, well, I just do what I do. I come on and get a couple of assists, I score a goal. If I'm back in the bench, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're like, that's bad.
Well, I was sitting just before we were watching it. I was watching McCowan getting interviewed just before the game, and the boy was laser focused. You know, in his interview, his eyes were wide. He's looking right at the interviewer. The boys want to take every opportunity. He's a fan at the end of the day. He's a fan, and he's got this opportunity to pull the green and white on every week, and that boy's relishing every minute in that strip, and every minute he can get. He's, you see it in him. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm happy for the boy or not that he got the move, because he deserves it. He really does deserve it, and he'll only come on better playing for us.
Definitely.
Do you know, Hank, as obviously we've mentioned there, lads, Alex, yourself, Will Francis, do you think McCowan now, Francis, £1 million? I know we've signed other guys for like Commons, I think it was 500 or 700 grand. Maeda was cheap, Hatate cheap, but I think now, mate, I know he was Dundee's captain at the time, 26-year-old, £1 million, Francis. No bad for a £1 million player.
For me, it's the deal of the century. I mean, as soon as we said, I'd been watching him playing for Dundee against us, and I said, and I'd said to my sons, I like that boy. He's a cracking player. I'd love to see him come to Celtic, you know. And when it happened, I was delighted, you know what I mean. And the thing is, he's, as I said there, he'll wait till he's got to that level where he's going to get into the team, and he will start, you know. Mm-hmm. It's great that we've got that competition in these places, because I think in this day and age, especially for the Champions League, you need that competition in the middle of the park to keep everybody in their toes. And you're seeing it. It's you know what I mean. You're seeing the performance of Bernardo when he came on, and I thought Bernardo was immense as well. He was all over the park. You know what I mean. And again, he's another guy who's we've spent a few quid on. He came for the Benfica Academy, and we all know how the prestige of that. But he's no moaning either. he's no like the pet. There's no petty lip. They're sitting on the bench, as Bev said, in the huff or nothing. He's coming on and playing his game and going off. If he's out the next game, you're not seeing any as you said, petty lips, because they're in it together, and that's what I love about it. The squad is that they're a team. You know what I mean? You can see the bonding that they've done. I think that American tour at the start was a great thing for the players, to get to know each other a bit better, and travelling around the States. I think that was a fantastic thing to do, and you can see it in them now as well, and I think we'll probably add a couple of players in January as well, which again, hopefully it will strengthen us even further to tie up the treble and hopefully get to the Champions League final.
Listen, we can all dream, Francis. So, what's your thoughts on that, Alex? Obviously, I know it's getting to that time now where the rumour mill will be starting. There'll be agents putting feelers out the papers. There'll be a lot of media attention on certain players or guys come to Celtic. There'll probably be a top English player being linked to Celtic, like Ericsson was a few weeks ago. There'll be probably one or two of them. But what's your thoughts on that, Alex, in terms of January? Well, is there any position or any area of the field that you feel needs to be strengthened, or players can be allowed to go?
I don't know about needs to be strengthened, but I would like to see an additional striker, a good striker, because I have said that I think this is our final year with Hatate and Kyogo. I do think they will go in the summer. And I think we need a ready replacement in for Kyogo. So I think if we get a striker in, it's hard because we don't know who's going to get in loan. It's hard to see who's going to get in loan and where to strengthen. It's hard as well. As Francis says, everybody, the squad is actually playing as best we've seen in a long, long time. You know what I mean? There's nobody you can go, oh, well, if he doesn't play, we need to bring him in. And that's, you're kind of looking at guys now like Narovsky and, Lager Bielka. I don't know if he's still in loan or, these guys, if we just offload them and then try and get somebody in that way. But at this moment in time, it's a really hard question, Ryan, to say where we can strengthen, because we're solid in every position, and even with the backups we've got far behind them, they're actually solid as well. So it's really, really hard. I don't know. You're putting me in the spot, wee man.
I think what you're saying there, Alex, is right. With the forward line with Kyogo, if you think about it, we've only got the two. We're only one injury away from not having a backup striker. Yeah. So I think it's an area that we do need to strengthen. I know we've got the young boy in the everybody's talking about the now, but I think he's probably too young to bring in and rely on the now. Is it Cummings?
Yeah.
I've not seen him myself. I've been hearing good things about the boy, but I still think, like Alex says, we need another good striker, I think, because, as I say, it only takes an injury. Look at Kyogo, bang, shoulder out. He could be out. Like, he could get an injury. You don't know what's got round the corner, you know what I mean? If the two of them get injured, do you know what I mean? It can happen. So
I know we've kind of got Maeda as the backup striker if that happens, but that takes away what he brings on the wing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think probably a striker's no one main one, but if I had to pick out a position, I would go for a seasoned striker. I know the young boy who you're talking about, Francis, in the youth academy. He is a good player, but I just don't think to bring him in. You would need to bring him in bits and bobs, to get him up to the speed the way the first team are playing. But yeah, probably a striker, and then take it from there, whatever Rodgers thinks.
I think that's probably. I would agree with you there, lads, in terms of a striker, because Kyogo, where does his shoulder go? Because apparently it will go eventually. It's just when do you need surgery? If he gets surgery, how long is he going to be out for? A few months. Either can rely on that just yet to be the main man. I don't know. I don't know about that. Me personally, I think that's probably the sharpest I've seen him since he's come back at the weekend. It's because he's a wee bit leggy. He's not really played as much, but then I thought his goal was tremendous, and maybe that just shows you, Francis, as well, just before we let you away, mate, that just shows you that even though he might not be playing every week, and doesn't matter what you feel about the price tag or whatever else, he's still got that bit of quality that he can open doors.
Definitely. I mean, it was good to see him get the full 90 minutes. That's the first 90 minutes he's had in how long? You know what I mean? And these strikers will not get razor sharp unless they're playing regularly.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, especially with a big boy like he did, because he's I'm trying to think of the right word to use. He's a big boy, you know what I mean? And I think he needs to be playing constantly to keep his fitness level up to that. Yeah. At the pace we play it, you know, I think he needs to be playing regularly. But it's a difficult one because Kyogo, he's been scoring recently as well. Scored some good goals for us recently, and the big man's come in and scored that's 3 in a few games there as well. So it's as I say, it's great to have them there, you know. But we're only, as I say, an injury away from probably needing another backup if something did go awry with any of the two up front, you know.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. My position, lads. I think you're probably right there. That maybe if it's a loan deal at the end of the season, or if it's one of the ones where you sign them in January for the summer. But I do feel our striker's probably the position where you would say yes, it needs just a wee bit of backup. But overall, Francis, your last final thoughts mate the weekend and anything going forward?
I'm really looking forward to Wednesday because I watched the Aberdeen Hearts game yesterday. And it looks to me as Aberdeen's bubbles burst. They didn't look anywhere near the quality that they had been shown before we trounced them in the semi-final. You know, I think that's knocked the stuffing out of them really, and the way they kind of capitulated to Hibs midweek as well. You know, they're not playing as well as they were playing. Although Pittodrie's always a really hard place for us to go, whether we're playing brilliant and they're playing crap, or they're playing brilliant and we're no kind of dodgy. It's always a hard place to go. But I still feel we'll go up there and win the game on Wednesday night and extend that lead. I'm pretty confident that we'll do that, you know. With them dropping points again in Sunday as well, we'll still be top of the league whatever happens, you know. And they've obviously played a game more than us, so but I still want us to go up there and do the business on Wednesday, and then on to the small matter of taking care of our friends across the water.
It's a wee small matter in terms of the way it is in our Francis, isn't it, mate? But again,
Definitely.
thanks for coming on, Francis, and sharing your views, mate, and we'll keep in touch. See you soon, mate. Thanks a lot.
Great chat, Francis. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, good chat with Francis there. Alex, as usual, good comments with Francis. Quite a good point he's made there, mate, about Adamida and maybe another striker coming in. The left-back situation as well, Bev. We've seen, obviously, Alex Valle playing at the weekend. What was your thoughts on him? I know JP said there was one or two wee things he wasn't impressed with. Other guys said it as well, but a lot of what I seen was they thought he was solid and they thought he was very good. So what was your take on it?
Guy's class. I think the boy's class. You don't come from the Bastard Academy and you're rotten. The only reason they gave us him was for game time, because they see Barca see this boy as the next big left back for them. My only worry now is that the Barcelona left back, I can't remember the boy's name, he got injured.
Baldi.
Yeah, Baldi. He got injured at the weekend, and it seems to be quite a serious one for what I've heard. So I don't know what the situation will be in January if Barca are going to call Val back. If they do, I think we're losing a really, really, really good left back, especially for Europe. I think Val in Europe overtakes Taylor 100%. I just think Taylor, for me, when you're watching European games, he still kind of plays under the Postecoglou system where he kind of drifts in a lot. I don't like that, because then other teams see that gap and exploit it. The Bratislava game, for example, I was raging when we lost a goal because it was through that exact thing that had happened. Taylor being out of position, miss-hitting the ball, no bothering about it. And at this level, that boy put that in the pokey like a belter. And that's what will happen at that level. It's happened against Dortmund when we make mistakes. You can't make these mistakes. And I think Val, he's good in the ball. He's fast. His distribution's good. His positional sense is unbelievable. You know, when you watch him, he's always looking, whether it's Scales, Carter Vickers, Trusty, he's always looking to see where they are. He always has a look. He's always looking inside, and he's always looking on the wing. You know, the boy's scope of a football part is unbelievable. And I think if we do keep him, it'll be a big coup going forward on the run-in. But as I said, with this left back for Barca getting injured now, I don't know the extent of the injury, but I heard it was pretty bad. So I really hope it's not as bad as what they thought, and that he gets back kicking the ball this week so that we can keep him, because I think that boy's a really good player.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I know a lot of people who listen to this will know my thoughts on Greg Taylor. I think he's a steady domestic Celtic player, but when it gets to European football, I think he's pretty exposed, and I personally feel, Bev, that he's not going to improve us anymore in Europe. He'll still be consistent with us in Scotland. He'll still help us, and he'll still do well in Scotland because he's fine here. He's proved it, and he's won all the accolades here. But I just feel when you keep playing maybe the same guys that have no done well for Europe before, or maybe no been amazingly in Europe, if you keep playing them, are you going to get the same results? I just feel Valle in Europe can defend better, and he just suits that game better because see, like Engels might suit Celtic versus them across the bar at home, but it might not suit Celtic v Kelly in an Astor Park. It might just be certain games suit certain players.
Yeah, I just think we've all been crying out it for years when we're watching Celtic in Europe where the weak points are. It's so obvious at times where your weak points are. Rodgers now sees that, and he's doing stuff to eradicate that. Valle being one of them. I love Greg Taylor. I think he's a fantastic player domestically. He's served as well. I mean, there's nothing but it just comes up short in Europe for me. But yeah, it's a big statement if we keep Valle. Hopefully we could sign him. I'd love to sign him. I know Barca said that there was no room for us to buy him. It's just like a loan deal at the end of the season. But again, it's the money talks things. You know, depending on how Barca feel about it. I would love to keep him. But yeah, he stands out at Europe a lot better than what Taylor does.
No, I'm agreeing with you, Bev. I think that he's defensively he's just better. I feel. I feel Taylor, is it maybe because he's no like a Danny Alves or he's no Scottish that maybe myself and some other guys criticise him? I don't know, but I just think for Europe, you've played football and you're managed, you've coached, Bev. There might be somebody who you've got your club is good, but if you can get somebody who's better, then there's no harm in trying to go for that and guy and be better. Still keep that guy, but you can always try and be better.
Yeah, I mean, when Taylor came to us for Kilmarnock, he was a good player. Under Postecoglou, he developed and he hit how good he was. He hit his ceiling where he was. And then you did see, during European games, you seen where Taylor fell short. And I don't want to sit on here and pick out Taylor for one guy, because as I say, he's absolutely been good for us. But I just think you get to a certain level where that's you. You know what I mean? That's your level. That's how good a player you are. And Greg Taylor is a great player. He is a great player. We got him for Kilmarnock and he's upped his level. He upped his fitness, his physique, everything to be a Celtic player. And as you say, if you just see somebody that's just that wee bit better and can do just that wee bit more than what you can do and what you're asking for, then it's a no-brainer for moving forward and trying to evolve a club.
We were supposed to have a call just at 9, but I think the callers had to call off. So I have put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to pop in and have a wee chat with myself and Alex. We do have a caller just after 9:15. So if you do want to come in for a few minutes chat, you're more than welcome before we get a call just after 9:15. I know James in the chat did mention. So if you do want to pop in, mate, pop in and have a wee few minutes chat with us, mate, if you want a wee point across. But obviously the weekend as well, Bev, you and Francis spoke about Bernardo as well. I'm a big fan of the guy. I think he's brilliant. I think he's technically very good. He's fit. He's running power. I think as well he gives you a bit of leadership, because obviously he's a captain. Is it 23s, 21s now? It's all different now, but I think he's got that as well. So that adds to the team as well, Bev.
Bernardo is one of the players that you'll miss when he's not there.
Mm-hmm.
He's, as you say, he's a captain of the, I think it's under 23s. He's a captain of the aim. He's through the Benfica Academy, which we all know is, you know, a centre of excellence along with Ajax and stuff like that. They churn out fantastic players. And Bernardo is going to be one of the guys. He's, you're no captain of your, I know it's your under 23s, but you're no captain of your country for nothing. They don't pick you just, oh, you're the captain. You're the tallest. You can go the captain today.
You need mind the road. There you go.
You don't do that. You know what I mean? There's got to be something about you to lead your country, to lead a team, to lead a group of players that want to listen to you, want to take instructions for you, and play round about what you do. Because that Benfica team, I don't know if you've seen them, they kind of work round Bernardo. You know, everything goes through them. They're a really, really good young side. And him coming into Celtic, he's just hungry. It reminds me when Petrov started at Celtic.
Yeah.
Petrov came in and he couldn't speak English. He came over with another boy, Petkov. Don't know if you can remember him.
I think so.
He came over with a boy, Petkov, and the two of them stayed in a flat in the town, and the two of them couldn't speak a word English and didn't know anybody. And Petrov was ready to get home because he was so lonely. He couldn't speak the language, and then he was Tommy Burns. Everybody influenced him to stay at Celtic and be the player that he was. Bernardo reminds me of him for some reason, because he's just got that hunger to come in and play. He's got that Petrov tenacity where he's not the quickest, but you watch him off the ball. If you're at a game, you watch Bernardo, he doesn't stop running. He just moves into gaps. He moves into spaces. He drags players away. He tells players where to go. You know what I mean? He's 3 or 4 moves ahead of the game. If you watch him live, he's got a cracking football brain. And when you've got guys like that, you've got Schmeichel, you've got McGregor.
Yeah.
One thing just after the wee tangent here, but the Bruges game the other night when Bruges scored and Schmeichel hauled everybody in, got them all in and galvanised them and got them gone again. I thought I had goosebumps. It was absolutely, honestly, mate, it was fantastic to see the amount of leaders on that part, doesn't it? That just shows you that it doesn't need to be McGregor all the time that's doing everything. You've got players like that can haul you in, and Bernardo's in that ilk. He is going to be one of the players that's going to be a leader.
No, I agree with you, mate. And we have got on next caller. It is our good man, JP's dad, as he calls him, Mr. John Monteith. John, how are you, mate?
Good evening, big man.
Good evening. How we doing, lads?
All good, John.
All right, John.
Aye, I'm all right. Fine.
What's your point tonight, mate? How are you?
Oh, no points. Just that you have said it all, and everybody else has said it all. Just the game on Saturday. I was at the game on Saturday, and Bev said it himself. For the first minute, it was just gung ho, bingo, 5. It could have been 6 or 7 before half time. They could have even been about 10 or 11 by full time. Celtic were just immense on Saturday. Excellent. And the players that had come in, you have expressed that yourselves, the boy Mccowan, Bernardo, they didn't look out of place. They just looked as though they walked in. They could walk in and out of that team anytime.
John, I've just given you a list, John, right? When you look at the players we had missing, right? Well, no missing, but they weren't playing. You had Kuhn, Kyogo, Trusty, Hatate, Engels, your mainstays. And as you say, they boys just did not look out of place at all on Saturday. It's
one of them.
It's the hunger we've got now, John. Do you not think so? That's what's going to drive us forward. That it's hard now to keep a spot, because you don't know if you make one mistake or you have an off game, that guy's going to be there to take your position, or that guy's going to be there. You know what I mean? It's a great position to be in.
Oh, aye, absolutely. I mean, you can see it even in the players themselves when the day come on. You said it yourself earlier. Even when they're sitting in the stands, these guys are laughing and enjoying the game. And even when they get interviewed, they just love it. You know what I mean? And the camaraderie in this team is just immense. It's just been unbelievable for the past couple of seasons. I mean, there was a lot of people arguing in teams like last season and the season before, but this team just seemed to be like they're all way one another. Do you know what I mean? And if he's no playing, he doesn't throw the dummy out. It's a case of, okay, right, you get in there and do what you can do, and it's just magic to watch. Even the football is just magic to watch.
And the two are spot on there. And Bev, absolutely brilliant you mentioned that there, because I think it just shows you the squad that we've got, the fact that even here's one for yourself then, John. Obviously, Lewis Palmer was in the squad again. He was in the squad for the UDP game, but I think that's because or the squad just goes in and on the bench because you're picked for that squad, and you can make 5 subs now, so you can put basically as many as you want. I know there's a limit, but you can put as many as you really want on the bench until you hit the limit. So what's your thoughts on Palmer, John? Because he's not really been mentioned a lot recently at all. For me, I think it's going to be very hard for me in this team unless he works really hard and stuff, because I don't think anything he does with Honduras really matters to what he does at Celtic, because I think it's what you do at your club. But what's your thoughts on him? Do you think he's any future, or do you think you might be time a wee loan deal, or maybe it's time for him to go and somebody to replace him?
It's a hard one to sort of predict that one, because there's a player there. You know what I mean? We've all seen it. There is a player there, but I don't know what the story is between him and maybe Brendan. But I don't know, maybe they fell out through whatever reason, and he's out of favour. But I don't personally. I think he might be away maybe in January. Maybe either on loan or even, like say, at the end of the season he might be away for good. That's just my personal opinion, because as I say, I don't know what's went on between him and whoever else in the club, but he's obviously out of favour with Brendan because he's not picking him. So, and we know we've all seen him play, and we know there is a player in there, and it's a shame really, because I think if he was playing regular, we would see a really good player. You know what I mean?
What's your thoughts on that, Alex? On obviously Palmer, do you agree with John, or have you got an opinion on Palmer going forward?
Yeah, I've got it. I think I'm in agreement with John. I thought when we got Palmer, he was a talent. You know what I mean? He was good on the ball. He was flashy. Some of the goals he scored, he was taking on a guy, played with a smile on his face. I'm quite gutted, to be fair. I think his time is up. I really do, because Yang's starting to get in front of him. You know, and when we've got Maeda and Kuhn, and then you've got Forrest, and it seems to be Yang that's getting ahead of Palmer, the new John. So yeah, I'm gutted. I'm the same as you. There is a player there. I think
definitely.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what's happened. But I'm gutted, because he is a player that I thought would have lit up Celtic. I really did. I thought, you know, it's one of the ones when we had before, when it was Kyogo, Maeda and Jota, and then we made the change with Haksabanovic and stuff like that. You know, it was 3 for 3.
Aye.
A straight arrow for a straight arrow. I thought that was why that was going to happen with Palmer. But unfortunately it's no, and for whatever reason it is, I really don't know. But you know, he played that game on Ireland, scored the hat-trick, and you know, he's still, as I said, as John says, there's a player there. He's still coming on and doing it. He's still scoring goals. But what the problem is, how he can get into the first team, I really don't know. But yeah, got it for that, and I'm the same as John. I think that he might be one of the ones that will be sacrificed in January, whether it be a loan deal or a move at the club.
Right, definitely.
There's a wee comment for Toby, actually, for the radio. Good man, Toby. He says, John, why do you think there's maybe, why do you feel there might be issues there? Or do you just try to think of reasons why he might not be playing?
I think but it's inevitable that there is issues there. I mean, there's got to be, otherwise, because I'm with Bet, there's a player there, and we've all seen his talent, and scoring hat-tricks, all right, against Sligo Rovers, but I mean, you've still got to do it. You've still got to put the ball in the back of the net, and And when he comes on in certain games that he's been on, playing, he showed some really, really good talent. And you know that there's a talented football player there. And I don't know, I just think maybe something's happened behind the scenes somewhere. And he's maybe had an argument with either some of the coaching staff, or maybe he's not working as hard as he should and training, and he's been back chatting to maybe Brendan and other people, and this is his punishment. He's just get left out the side, and I think maybe when you do that, you know yourself, if you start arguing with the manager, and it's just one way, it's out the door, and it's simple as that. That's how I see it. But it's a shame, because there is a player there.
Mm-hmm. No, I think, listen, if you've 9 times out of 10, if you do have an argument with the manager, or you maybe say something untoward, or your actions are untoward, then 9 times out of 10, especially at a club like Celtic, you've got to really work wide to get back into the team, I feel. I agree with you. I do think there's something there, but for me, that his levels have dropped quite a lot. It doesn't look as fit as he was last year. I just don't know, maybe the way we want to play, it's just maybe not the way that it suits him anymore. Maybe he's got that talent, but it's... Plus, let's be fair, Alex, where do you fit him in now anyway? I know you went in the squad and his numbers were good last year, but Kuhn's on form, Alex. Maeda's never going to be tracked. You've got Kyogo probably as your main man. Ida comes in now and again now. Where does he play? You've got Yang come in now. The manager obviously Yang stepped up, because for me, Yang was out the door. I was finished with Yang against Nemaco Sawata in the St Johnstone game last season. I was, that guy's not up to this level, never near it. And then few sub appearances he started to show a wee bit, so he's also doing something when he's getting on in front of Forest some games. So what's your take on that, Alex? Where even though where he's fit and he maybe is at it, where right now does he play?
It's a hard one again. Like John said, I don't know what's happened, right? But if it is an internal bit of beef with the manager or whatever, I just think there's a ruthlessness in Brendan Rodgers this term, John. It's a totally different Brendan Rodgers for his first stint ways, and if he's not implementing what he's wanting to do in training, if he's not doing that, and Yang is, then Yang will play for him. It's as simple as that. If this other player's not doing what you're told or what you should be doing, the system of play, what you should be doing, you'll not play. I think it's coming down to, it's that simple now with Rodgers. We spoke about it at the start of the season. I just think that there's a different mentality in Rodgers' term this time round. Mm-hmm. Where he fits in, I don't know. It would take a lot of injuries for Palmer to get a game now, I think.
I think so. It's a shame.
Aye. No,
it's a shame. I'm gutted, to be fair, because he was one of the players that I like playing. I like somebody on the ball that gets you off your seat. And he was one of the players. When he got that ball last year, you were up on your feet because something's going to happen. As I said, he played with a smile on his face. And when you do that, you're enjoying your football, you're enjoying your time. He just doesn't seem to be doing that anymore.
No.
Aye, I think you two, you're kind of right there. I think there might be something amiss behind the scenes, or it might just be the lack of form, or it's just the guys right now are just too good. I think we don't know what the ins and outs. It might just be down to the manager. He'll obviously decide who plays. But the last bit before we go, John, there was a few comments for people about Hatate. I'll get obviously Bev's thoughts as well on this, but Hatate obviously wasn't playing at the weekend. Didn't really notice him not playing because of how good they were. Again, I know Engels got a lot of stick against Bruce, but I thought he deserved stick as well, because McGregor as well. His ball retention, for me, that's the only thing that's maybe keeping Hatate from going to like your top teams down south or abroad, because he's good on the ball, he's good at playing the risky passes, but I feel his ball retention, if he's going to be at a better level, listen, Celtic's a massive club, but there's levels past Celtic, there's this league, maybe a better league elsewhere. I think his ball retention has to improve, John, because I don't think the man, he mentioned it last year about Hatate getting a ball away. I think if he keeps getting it away in big games, like Ben mentioned at the start of the show, against your Dortmund, Atlanta, they score. Ross Counts at Mirren, maybe no, but your Bruges and stuff like that, they score for him.
Oh, aye, definitely. And we've noticed what I mean. A lot of not just us, but a lot of Celtic fans have noticed how I'm going to say a dip in form with Hatate. You know what I mean? He had an injury. He's been out for a while. He's came back, and since he's came back for that injury, I feel as though he's dipped in form. Because even, I mean, when we've seen him before, I mean, scoring goals the way he did, and when he first came in, and he was a great player. But the dip in form for me is, I don't know, maybe, and is it the injury that's caused this to happen to him? You know what I mean? His feet are getting tackles. He gives the ball away too easy. I mean, even his shots. I mean, some of the shots. I mean, rose head. You know what I mean? And you're going, that's just no him. You know what I mean? It wasn't him. It wasn't him a couple of seasons ago. Do you know what I mean?
I've got that ball in my front there, John.
Well, aye. Definitely.
The door for
it. But you know, we know. I mean, as fans, we know that's just no Hatate. So for me, it's just a lack of form with him. You know what I mean? And I think he'll come good. I think he'll come. Maybe it's a ploy to keep suitors away on the January windy or whatever. You know what I mean? I'll just play bad. Nobody's going to sign me. You know what I mean? But nah, I just think since his injury, he's been like that. He kind of dipped in form, came back a wee bit, kind of dipped again. But I think he'll come good. I think that'll all get brushed away and he'll come good because, again, he's a great player. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't last for long with great players.
Give me a comment here from Kaiser up at yourself, Bev. I think Hatate's revolutionised his game directly by Brendan Rodgers to make him way better than he was before, and he is now undroppable. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
Listen, take nothing away. Hatate's a great player. He is. You're never going to play 100% every game. I don't care what anybody says, how good you are. You're never, ever going to play at that level every single game. You know, your body can't take it.
It's impossible.
Your body just can't take it. The amount of games that Celtic play, if you're looking to win trophies and you're looking to win cups, of course you want to play your best 11, right? But your body at times tells you, here, you need to calm down a wee bit. You know what I mean? And I think I agree with John. You know, it's just a wee dip in form. It's nothing major in my eyes. But I have noticed the past couple of weeks, his passing, his tackling, you know, is a wee bit sloppy, is a wee bit, you know, rugged. Usually tidies that up during the game, you know what I mean? He's slick when he gets by a player, and when he gets the ball into him, he's slick when he moves by somebody. It's no happening now. And it's just a wee dip. There's nothing wrong with playing that way. It's just, I think you're playing too much. And it shows now, as I say, with players like Mccowan, Bernardo and that coming in, nobody's talking about Kuhn, Hatate, Engels, Trusty. See, what was that one there? I missed that one there.
Punch says, are you saying, Punch says, Alex, are you saying Bodie or Bobby?
Bodie. My teeth, my Fixodent's coming out. I'm usually getting my teeth out by this time now. I'm usually in my bed at this time. So my teeth are
He's keeping that chat for half-10 show.
I'm getting the teeth out for a half-10 show. But
Erident jug.
Aye, but it's just a dip in form. It's nothing alarming when you've got players that we've got sitting on the bench, John. Do you know what I mean? It's just a wee kick up the backside. That's all it is. You just need that to go here. This is a level we need to be at. If you're not on it, you'll not be in the team. And I think that's all it is. It's nothing worrying me at all about Hatate. It's just one of these wee things that happen.
No, I'm agreeing with you to certainly realise that I do think that his ball retention is not the best in terms of European football, and I think that's where maybe these bigger teams might punish us. But apart from that, I think he's a top player. He's definitely, but on his game, he's potentially the best midfielder in Scotland. So he's got a lot of class. But the last wee bit before we let you go, John, what's your thoughts on obviously overall for the weekend and obviously Aberdeen coming up next?
Well, the game of the weekend speaks for itself. I mean, that was just Celtic at their best. You know what I mean? And Wednesday night, Aberdeen, well, to me, I can always see a victory. And that's just the all green glasses on. But that's all I can see. And if Celtic play at the potential and play the way they played on Saturday in the first half, it'll be about 4-5-0 before half time. Easy. And but you know, sometimes you got there and you can stutter a wee bit. And I don't see Celtic stuttering, but it can happen in games. But I still think we'll win the game. I still comfortably. I still think we'll, because I don't think Aberdeen have got anything they can throw at us. I mean, I know they drew 2 each was at Parkhead, but that should have been at least 4 or 5-2 in the end up. But Celtic victory for me on Wednesday.
I think I'm agreeing with you, John. I think the game at Hampden, I think that's kind of stopped them in a wee bit of momentum, and it's kind of put them back a few. They've not really done well since then, so I think you're right on that, and I hope you're right, mate. But again, thanks for phoning in, mate, and
Talk
talk
to
to
you
us,
guys.
mate, and have a good night, mate, and take care. Thank
Cheers,
you.
John. Catch you, big man.
Cheers, John.
Hail, hail.
Bye, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good chat for John there, Alex, as well. But obviously as well, mate, he did mention there Aberdeen. What's your thoughts on them, obviously, leading up to the game on Wednesday, Alex? Under the lights at Batodry, it'll be freezing cold probably as well. So what's your thoughts on that game, mate? And do you think that that's the Aberdeen bubble bursting away, that the momentum's kind of going back to kind of wait for the manager command and the good performances, and is us winning at Hampden really setting back a good bit again?
I think if you go the last 2 games and you're drawn with the 2 teams that are bottom of the league, then, you know, for the way Aberdeen had played, I think their bubble has burst. Don't get me wrong, they'll no go through and no win games, but the way they started off and the way they played, as John says there, it should have been 5 or 6 before they even got a sniff with us at Parkhead when it was 2 each game. I think the semi-final just put them in their place about where they are in this league and where they are in terms of levels with us. We put that right in the semi-final. They've drew 3 each with Hibs, and then they've lost a last-minute goal against Hearts. They're starting to concede a lot more goals. They're starting to be a bit more sloppy at the back. I don't know if you've watched a couple of their games. They're starting to be really sloppy at the back, whereas I thought they were really, really tight. They were a good unit at the back in stopping for scoring. But that just seems to be away now. And I think the way we play, I think we will change it up. I think we'll bring Kuhn in. I think we'll bring Kyogo back. And I think we'll bring Trusty back in for Wednesday. I think it'll be done at half-time again, to be fair. I think now we've got that momentum, we've got that mentality in ways now that, yeah, we're just looking to get this out of the line quickly. I really do. I think we've got that in our locker now, that let's get the real 55 out of the line and enjoy it because it's real.
That's not one of the made up things that just happened at a Finale.
No, it's no one of these ones. But you just look about is the mentality, is the leadership of the park. I just can't see what Aberdeen have got to offer on Wednesday, to be fair.
No, I think I'm going to agree with you, mate. I think it's one of the ones where, well, here's a wee thing before we kind of wrap up, mate, for tonight. Do you get into that stage again where it was with Rodgers? Sorry, I'll get a wee JP's put a wee comment in, get his wee comment in. I'll put this yourself, Bev. Will Aberdeen set up in a different way on Wednesday night? Surely far too open against us in the semi-final.
Yeah, they will be different. They'll have learnt for that. They'll not want us to go up there and do that again. But as I said, I don't think they've got anything to offer going forward. And if we've got that attacking threat, then it's only a matter of time before you score goals. It's always in us that will score goals, and there you're seeing the comments 3-4-0. That's the way I think it will be in Wednesday night. But they've all set up to frustrate us. I don't think they'll commit the way they have been gone when they've had their confidence up. You know, they've went through all the games and winning and stuff, where they're just coming out and they're firing on all cylinders. They'll be a wee bit more tactical against us this time. But doing that against us, I think, only brings the best out of us, because we then work to break that system down. And we seem to do it. And then when we do break it down, we do go in and score 3-4 goals. So, yeah, I do think they will set up different against us, but I don't think it'll make any difference, to be fair, mate.
Well, that kind of goes on to the last point I was going to say to you, mate. Is it get to the stage now for yourself, or do you feel the fan base feel the same as well? What Brendan was here the first time, he had Sinclair, the Belly, Edward, the Griffon for him, and Brown playing one of the best times he's been in his career at Celtic. Ange came in, you had Giacomakis, Kyogo, Maeda, Jota, Abada all firing. Now you've got Kuhn, you've got Kyogo, Ida, Engels, McGregor, Maeda. Are you starting to, as a fan, the games are kind of one in the tunnel now? Before you turned up now, you've no divine, you've managed, you've played, mate, you've no divine right to beat anybody. But are you starting to get the feeling now that the game, you're feeling that very confident the game is won before you even start the game?
Yeah. If you look at Celtic when they're in that tunnel, it's just relaxed. They're relaxed. They're confident. You know, you look at the other teams, they're scared. I don't care what anybody says. There is a fear in teams, especially when you're coming to Celtic Park. There's a fear in teams that you're going to get scudded.
Fear factor.
Aye. And the Lisbon Lions done it. They won 90% of their games in the tunnel. They started singing. They started dancing. They started doing everything.
What was that quote from? Was it Betty Alder? It was Betty Alder, Bobby Lennox one of them.
Yeah.
Well, one says, "Well, aye, but I'm guaranteed my fiver or something."
Aye. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. You walk out with that confidence, that aura about you that it's no team has got a divine right to turn up and win. That's a given. But when you've got that confidence and you've got the quality that we have got now, aye, 100% it's one in the tunnel. Even when you're looking across and you're seeing Schmeichel. Do you know what I mean? The guy's a fantastic international player. He's a name that everybody knows through his father, but he's made his own name for what he's done and what he's won and his performances and the way he plays. You just look down that team and you've gone, no, it's him. No, they're playing the day. You just got to look at Tavernier. He's sitting obviously like that all the time, looking to see if Maeda's behind him. You know what I mean? It's that fear factor in players now that I think Celtic have got that, and they've got it in abundance, mate, because the players we have got get you off your seat, get you excited, get you want to be. Aye, that's the one. They get you that way that you know that we're going to win. As a fan, you're always going, oh, what's it going to be today? Like the semi-final against Aberdeen. They're gone, they've been playing well. They came to Parkhead, they drew 2 each ways. How we bang, game's done for half time. And that's just the way that we seem to be going now. And I like that because I'm not on edge of my seat, man, at night, like Ida last year at 89 minutes. I like it. Get the game finished at half time, enjoy your beers, and then we enjoy the game at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? You seem to drink more when you're nervous.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, mate. As much as some fans might think, we've lost a lot of goals in the second half, but I would rather get the game done and then just enjoy the second half, or enjoy the last half an hour and not having to have squeaky bum time moments or have to wait till last minute goals. And for me, I'm agreeing with you, mate. I think the beer or the fruit juice or the glass of water you drink during the game, it tastes a lot better when the game's done and nearly wrapped up. But obviously yourself, mate, you do sponsor the podcast. So where can people find you and how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, you can get in contact with me with WhatsApp, Instagram, or any other social media, apart from X or Twitter. I don't do that. But the number is on the screen. Anything that we do anything for anybody. Birthdays, christenings, weddings, engagement parties. we don't do funerals because we like to keep everybody entertained. We just don't like doing funerals anymore unless it's unless it's one across the water. You know what I mean? I'll happily do a wee party for when that goes under again. But yeah, we're just out to let people have a great night, great day, whatever it may be. Yeah, get in contact through any of the numbers that are on the screen, or contact me through WhatsApp, Instagram, or Facebook.
I obviously, we know first hand of your gigs, mate, neither pretty lively, so I definitely do recommend them. And I do actually think Falkirk won tonight, so the draw should be very soon as well. So congratulations to Falkirk and lucky to score ride. But good to have a chat with you, Bev, tonight. Good to have Francis and John on as well. Good chat. Hopefully get a good result on Wednesday. But until then, Bev, thanks for your time tonight, mate. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it.
Have a good next few days, mate. Enjoy the game on Wednesday if you get to watch it. And I'll see you all soon. Take care and hail, hail.
Hail, hail.